friends with anyone. People gravitated to him. He was cool and suave, very outgoing, and could light up any room. He knew how to make the best out of any situation. He stayed out of trouble and always wanted to do better every day. He encouraged his young brother and sisters to also do better. He loved to make people laugh, was respectful, and believed in giving back. He volunteered with the Boys and Girls Club and the United Communities of Southeast Philadelphia. Marquand was a good student and did well in school. He was planning on going to college. He would have gone to Bloomberg University with his best friend Malik, who he knew from 3rd grade to 12th grade. He would have studied technology and business, and he would have been successful at whatever he did. He was going to be someone. But on March 16th, 2015, as he was on his way home from his grandmother's house in West Philly, some of his enemies laid in wait for him. They were angry that he was friends with people they didn't like. Marquand never discriminated. He was friends with everyone. He had no malice in his heart. His mother walked in his cap and gown at his graduation in his place. His parents said of the shooters, "When you put a bullet in his heart, you hurt all of us." This painting by Carl Hansen depicts Quan as he was known around his South Philly neighborhood. The words written were all true. However, like most human beings, there was a duality to Marquand. To survive in certain sections of the city, like Quan's Point Breeze section, there are hard decisions you have to make, good, bad, or evil. Decisions he might not have made if he grew up in a different environment. Your environment is correlated with decision makings and healthy habits. A lot of those healthy habits and thought processes are distorted in neighborhoods that are neglected by the city and left to fend for themselves. Point Breeze was one of those neighborhoods rife with wealth and inequality, which directly tied to crime. Now, wealth inequality isn't the whole story, but it can explain why certain outcomes are almost predictable.
Looking for an easier way to get that LLC next to your business name? Say hello to Taylor Brands. Just go to their site, enter your LLC state, choose your business name, answer a few questions, and that's it.
On a summer night in 2014, tragedy would strike this neighborhood and spark a war that is still going on to this day. Damian James, a kid without a police record or any sort of trouble with the law, was shot and killed outside his family's house on the 1500 block of South 21st Street. Officers arrived to find bullets in the side of a home. The gunman allegedly was shooting from across the street when the teen was struck. The victim, 16-year-old Damian James, was rushed to Methodist Hospital by his mother. He was later pronounced dead. Damian James was leaving a family member's house with his mother when two gunmen opened fire and shot and killed Damian right next to his mom. Dane, or Lemonhead as he was known, loved to ride dirt bikes around the neighborhood. He stayed out of trouble and spent most of his free time at a neighborhood mechanic shop working on motorbikes and learning how to fix cars. In fact, this whole incident might have started over a dirt bike.
You still motivate my days, motivate my nights. I close my eyes just to vision you up on the bike. I know your dude's full of pain that the streets bring, but one day, y'all gon' meet again. Oh man, swear the hood just ain't the same. I just learned a bit more how to deal with pain. What's a homie without his right hand? I just talked to man, I hope he hold his head.
A community in the Point Breeze section of Philadelphia is mourning the death of a 16-year-old tonight. Damian James was shot several times in the 1500 block of South 21st Street just before 10:30 last night. His mother rushed him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Homicide detectives say they have not made any arrests.
The Philadelphia Inquirer, who interviewed the family days after the soul-crushing loss of Lemonhead, quoted his aunt in an article as saying, "Damian loved to ride dirt bikes and he loved cars," she said. I think he would have ended up becoming a mechanic. When he wasn't working with his hands, the teen liked to go to Sixers and Eagles games with his father, she said. Community activist Anton Moore said he was left, quote, speechless when he heard that a teenager had been shot to death. One murder is too many, but a 16-year-old, that's really tough, said Moore, whose nonprofit at the time, Unity in the Community, staged peace walk activities every summer to keep younger residents out of trouble. Point Breeze was a primary target for focused deterrence, a since disbanded law enforcement effort, which was at the time credited with driving down violent crime since its launch in 2012. Some of the ideas in this program were good, like giving gang members an out and resources to help them get the services they need. Some of the ideas they were trying to implement were garbage, if not straight up infringing on civil rights. For instance, there was a part that said individuals on the list are summoned to a, quote, call-in where district attorneys and police officers inform them that if they or any of their fellow gang members engage in a shooting, for 30 days they will hit them with an array of punitive measures, such as increasing bail or boosting their family's name to the top of the list to have their utilities shut off if they were in arrears. Former staffers have since come out and said that they often would have to come out of their own pockets to drive guys around for job interviews, and that sometimes the best job they had to offer these people that were promised a way out of gang life was a job at the Goodwill. The narrative at the time officials used to justify the program was a Temple University evaluation, which found that shootings in the neighborhood dropped 35% in the program's first 2 years. Ultimately, Focus Deterrent didn't have the funding and resources to fulfill the promises it was making. It was replaced with other, less effective nonprofit programs, evidenced by the fact that Philadelphia had a record high 555 murders in 2021 and 514 in 2022. On October 13, 2014, Quaddy McCrae was arrested and charged with Dame's murder. Dame was from 31st and Reed near Tasker. One of Dame's close friends was named Amir Murphy or Mirzi. As a result of his friend's killing, Amir would allegedly take revenge. Amir was a regular dude and well loved by his neighbors and friends. Amir fell victim to the street trap after losing numerous friends. This changes a person in ways that are hard to fully explain. The concept of trauma and PTSD is well studied, but what it does to young black men on top of all the daily stressors of trying to keep up with the Joneses in a racist society, such as the United States, is still unclear.